Welcome. I'm Warren Odess-Gillette, and this is A Baha'i Perspective. Welcome to A Baha'i Perspective. I recorded an interview with Nasim Ma'ani on December 21st, 2020. Nasim is a certified yoga therapist and holistic coach. She's also a singer-songwriter who has published a CD called The Longing, an EP called Trust, and a single called Healing. We play her musical compositions in the interview. I started the interview by asking Nasim where she grew up and what was religious life like growing up.
Yeah, so I had the bounty to grow up in Austria, but I come from Persian parents. So I was born in Iran, and we moved to Austria when I was 4. And I grew up in Vienna, which is a musical city. And so we were surrounded by music. So there was a great influence on me from that location alone. But also, my mother is an incredible singer. She's a very small person, a very humble person, but has this huge voice that reverberates and uplifts. It was a great joy to grow up with that, and she was my main inspiration.
Nasim, why don't you describe for us your profession?
Okay, I will. So it's a little bit of a complicated situation because I have changed careers, but it's not really complicated. I guess this is the path of life. We learn new skills as we go on. But I started off as an architect. When my kids came along, I really wanted to be with them, but also to still contribute to society. So I picked a job that I could just perform while they were in school or in kindergarten. And I became a yoga teacher because after a really bad car accident, I had come to learn yoga and love it and feel how therapeutic it was for me. And also the stress of being a woman in the architectural world, surrounded by men and having to prove yourself every day that you have a brain and that you can think. It was just very stressful situation, and I really thrived on the yoga. And then I became a yoga teacher, not knowing that I would ever do that. And I saw the benefits of it. And because we lived in Tucson, Arizona at that time, and there was a large retired population, and I realized that to be able to teach yoga, I needed to make adjustments, to make modifications for those people to be able to do what was beneficial for them. So I went into the path of more therapeutic yoga, and I became a yoga therapist, which required more training. And right now, actually, I'm in grad school again. I'm studying Ayurveda, which is the sister science to yoga, which is a natural, the most ancient natural healing system in the world. And it's very exciting because it sees mind, body, and spirit as one entity. Connecting these three aspects then allows for healing. So it's more than a yoga teacher because you're looking at an individual and their symptoms and their physiology and their mind state, and looking at their spiritual practices and seeing how you can design a plan for them that benefits them individually. And Ayurveda informs it even more because then I will be also able to help with herbs and lifestyle modifications and so on.
Now, I forgot to ask you what brought you to the United States from Austria.
My parents and I emigrated from Austria to New Zealand. Then, in my last year of architecture school in New Zealand, I married my husband, who is an American, and I moved to the United States. So this is how I arrived here. But since then, we have been in China and in different places in the world, and we just returned back to the United States 3 years ago.
So you're also a singer-songwriter, and I've asked you to pick 4 songs to feature on the interview.
Hmm.
And the first song we're going to feature is called The Longing. So what is this song about?
As a yoga teacher, I use a lot of Rumi's work because I feel it's a bridge for people take a few steps towards a more spiritual understanding of who we are. And then, of course, as a Baha'i, I try to bring in the writings of the Baha'i faith that are also there to allow us to grow spiritually as human beings, but also as a society as a whole. And so this particular poem by Rumi talked about how we are deafened by the voice of desire. You know, we have so many distractions in our lives, and we're so stimulated by so many outward points. And then we're unaware that the beloved, the one that we're really seeking, you know, the divine, is truly part of who we are already, and that it is there all around us, within us, surrounding us, and so on. And then I wrote a song about it, about this poem. So it's just trying to be aware of the presence of the divine in our lives.
All right, so this is The Longing.
She woke up one morning with a sense of deep longing. She followed the longing like a map etched into her heart. Long rivers through forests, across the oceans to the deserts and back. Deafened by the voice of desire, deafened by the voice of desire. She's unaware the beloved lives in the core of her heart. Where are you? Who are you? Where are you leading me to? The longing was deafening, fiercely calling out her name. Long rivers through forests, across the oceans to the deserts and back. Deafened by the voice of desire, deafened by the voice of desire. She's unaware the beloved lives in the core of her heart. Stop the noise, stop the noise, stop the noise, and you will hear his voice in the silence, and you will hear his voice, hear his voice, hear the beloved's voice in the silence.
So I'm speaking with Nasim Ma'ani, and we have just listened to her piece called The Longing. She's a certified yoga therapist and holistic coach. And as we just heard, she's a singer-songwriter who has published a CD called The Longing, and we heard the title track of that, an EP called Trust, and a single called Healing. So the next song we're going to feature is Peace is Light. So tell us about that song.
Peace is Light is really a meditative song inspired by three passages from the writings of Abdu'l-Baha. Abdu'l-Baha was the son of Baha'u'llah, who is the founder of the Baha'i faith. And Abdu'l-Baha actually visited the United States at the beginning of the last century and brought his father's teachings to the United States. He spoke at many universities. The first university he spoke at was Howard University, actually. And he spoke about peace at many of these congregations, at the universities, at churches, community centers. And I wrote this song actually when I was a teenager. I really love the imagery that Abdu'l-Baha draws on here, that peace is light and war is darkness. Peace is life and war is death. And peace is guidance and war is error. And he asks us to always have the thought of peace at the forefront of our minds. He also says that concentrate all the thoughts of your hearts. As a teenager, I was very inspired by that even our heart had the capacity to have rational thinking, so to say. So there's something that in our society often is a dichotomy was actually unified here. So I wrote this song and I dedicated it to several young people at that time when I wrote it, who were all working in different parts of the world to bring peace about.
So this is called Peace is Light.
Peace is light where war is darkness. Peace is life where war is death. Thoughts of peace
So I'm speaking with Nasim Ma'ani, who is a songwriter and a yoga therapist and holistic coach, and we just heard the song Peace is Light that she composed. She's published a CD called The Longing, an EP called Trust, and a single called Healing. So Nasim, the next song that we're going to listen to is called Healing. So describe this song for us.
Yeah, this is a prayer by Baha'u'llah, the founder of the Baha'i faith. And it has incredible power in my personal life, and I feel in the lives of many others around the world who really see its healing power. And I dedicated this prayer that really puts God or the divinity as the center of this healing process. And, working in the healing field myself, you're so humbled because you know that there might be things that but it's nothing compared to the true healing that is available to individuals if they call on God's power and strength and capacity to heal. And I also dedicated this prayer to the healing of all humanity from the illness of greed, violence, and love for power, really to all the children of the world whose hearts are broken from the loss of their parents to war, illness, or starvation, and to all people with devastating diseases in their families. And of course, now we live in a pandemic time with the COVID-19, and it's even more relevant than ever before that we need such a ladder to take us to a greater place of healing.
So this piece is called Healing.
Thy name is my healing, oh my God, and remembrance of thee is my remedy. Nearness to thee is my hope and love. Love for thee is my companion, and thy mercy to me is my healing and my succor in both this world and the world to come, and the world to come. Thou verily art the all bountiful, the all knowing, the all wise. Thy name is my healing, Lord. Oh my God, in remembrance of thee is my remedy, and nearness to thee is my hope and love. Love for thee is my companion. Yeah, thy mercy to me is my healing and my succor in both this world and the world to come, and the world to come.
So we're listening to the music of Nasim Ma'ani, who's a certified yoga therapist and holistic coach. And she's also a singer-songwriter, as we're hearing from this interview, who's published a CD called The Longing, an EP called Trust, and a single called Healing, which we had just heard. The last song we're featuring, Nasim, is Trust. So tell us about this song.
This track was written at a time when I personally needed that quality of trust in my own life. But I was really trying to control the situation rather than trusting. I'm sure you have experienced that before. As human beings, we always are in these situations. It was a time of test for me. We were living in China. There were some difficult moments. And one morning during my meditations, I came across this prayer by Baha'u'llah, who is the founder of the Baha'i faith. And he advised an individual believer who came to ask him for support and help to put his trust wholly in God and repeat this verse 19 times. And I really followed that, and it brought me so much sustenance. And I began to write a song about it. You know, for me, writing songs or creating art, I also paint, is often a therapeutic way. So what's so special about this song is not only that it was inspired by a prayer, but that it uses the Chinese musical instrument called the erhu, which is also referred to as a Chinese violin, because we were living in China at that time. In my research, I found out that the erhu is often seen as a symbolism of human suffering. And, you know, when we don't trust, suffering comes about. And also because the erhu is so similar to the human voice. So I found that those two aspects were so intriguing. And listening closely, you also hear the sound of a river. The sound of the river, the fluidity of water and the constancy of flow, represented for me that deep trust in God, that knowing that in the end, this river, this flow, will be joined with the ocean despite the many obstacles and bends in its river path. It's not always smooth. It's not always the way we have imagined life to be. And yet the flow of water is life-giving and invigorating and always moving us closer to the source, because really the source of the river is the ocean where it is returning to. When we trust the flow, when we know that the goal of the river is to unite with the ocean, then there is no resistance. There is just flow. There is that trust.
Trust in God, what does it tell me? Who does it ask me to be? Trust in God. Sometimes it's so hard, it seems to tear me apart. And then I hear, he who trusts in God, God will suffice him. He who fears God, God will send him relief. She who trusts in God, God will suffice her. She who fears God, God will send her relief. Trust in God, it lets me stand tall when I feel weak. It lets me see hope through eyes full of tears. Makes me turn to prayer instead of forcing my way. It's fully known that I'm never alone. He who trusts in God, God will suffice him. He who fears God, God will send him relief. She who trusts in God, God will suffice her. She who fears God, God will send a relief. They who trust in God, God will suffice them. They who fear God, God will send them relief. Trust in God, it lets me fly high above the mud. It lets me flow with the mighty flow. Makes me stand in the light when I'm losing my ground. It's fully known that I can heal. You trust in God, God will suffice him. He who fears God, God will send him relief. She who trusts in God, God will suffice her. She who fears God, God will send her relief. They who trust in God, God will suffice them. They who fear God, God will send them relief. He who trusts in God, God will suffice him. He who fears God, God will send him relief. He who trusts in God, God will suffice him. He who fears God, God will send him. God will send him relief.
So we've been listening to the music of Nasim Ma'ani, who not only is a singer-songwriter, but she's a certified yoga therapist and holistic coach. And she's published a CD called The Longing, an EP called Trust, and a single called Healing. Now, Nasim, you have a website, nasimma'ani.com, which I'll post the link along with the post for the interview. What will people find there when they land on your website?
So originally my website was just for my music, but because of COVID, we have moved online and all our professions are online. So I also teach yoga and practice yoga therapy online as well. So now the site is for all the things that I do. So there's a page, the services takes you to my work, but then there's also a music page which takes you to all my tracks, and you can download from there. You can gift the music from there. Yes, and you can also order physical copies.
What about your artwork?
Yeah, I haven't created a page for that yet. It's in the process.
Oh, good, good. I hope you will share it soon with folks.
Thank you, Warren.
So, Nasim, thank you so much for sharing your work with us. It's a pleasure to interview you.
Thank you. Thank you. It was lovely to be with you.
I hope you enjoyed that interview with Nasim Ma'ani, singer-songwriter and certified yoga therapist and holistic coach. You can find her website at nasimma'ani.com. I'll play two more selections of Nasim's after the close of the program. The first is called True Lover. You can find this interview and other interviews on the website abahaiperspective.com and on the YouTube channel, A Baha'i Perspective. For information specifically on the Baha'i Faith, you go to the website baha'i.org, or you can call the number 1-800-22-UNITE. I hope you join me next time on A Baha'i Perspective.
findeth rest away from his heart's desire. To the true lover, reunion is life. To the true lover, separation is death. His breast is void of patience, and his heart hath no peace. His breast is void of patience, and his heart hath no peace. A married lives he would forsake to hasten. A married lives he would forsake to hasten to the abode of his beloved.
You had just heard Nasim Ma'ani's composition, The True Lover. The next piece of Nasim's is called Illumine.
O Son of Earth, wouldst thou have me seek none other than me? And wouldst thou gaze upon my beauty, close thine eyes to the world and all that is therein, for my will and the will of another than me, even as fire and water cannot dwell together in one heart. Illumine, O Lord, the faces of thy servants, that they may behold thee, and cleanse their hearts, that they may turn unto the court of thy heavenly favors, and recognize him who is the manifestation of thyself, and the day spring of thine essence. Verily thou art the Lord of all worlds. There is no God but thee, the unconstrained, the all-subduing Baha'u'llah, Baha'u'llah. wouldst thou gaze upon my beauty? Close thine eyes to the world and all that is therein, for my will and the will of another than me, even as fire and water cannot dwell together in one heart. Illumine, O Lord, the faces of thy servants, that they may behold thee and cleanse their hearts, that they may turn unto the court of thy heavenly favors, and recognize him who is the manifestation of thyself, and the day spring of thine essence. Verily thou art the Lord of all worlds. There is no God but thee, the unconstrained, the all-subduing Baha'u'llah. Baha'u'llah. Illumine, O Lord, the faces of thy servants, that they may behold thee and cleanse their hearts, that they may turn unto the court of thy heavenly favors, and recognize him who is the manifestation of thyself, and the day spring of thine essence. Verily thou art the Lord of all worlds. There is no God but thee, the unconstrained, the all-subduing Baha'u'llah. Baha'u'llah.
I hope you enjoyed those musical selections from Nasim Ma'ani. You can find her music at nasimmaani.com. This concludes the featured music of Nasim Ma'ani. I hope you join me next time for another interview on A Baha'i Perspective.
O Son of Spirit, burst thy cage asunder, and even as the phoenix of love soar into the firmament of holiness, renounce thyself and fill with the spirit of mercy. Abide, abide, abide in the realm of celestial sanctity. Son to forgive me, oh my Lord, for every mention but the mention of Thee, for every praise but the praise of Thee, for every delight but delight in Thy nearness. Every pleasure
but the pleasure of communion
with Thee,
for every joy
but the joy of Thy love and of Thy good pleasure. For all things pertaining unto me, which bear no relationship unto Thee, O Thou who art the Lord of Lords, He who provideth the means and unlocketh the doors, O Thou who art the Lord of Lords, He who provideth the means and unlocketh the doors, O Thou who art the Lord of Lords, He who provideth the means and unlocketh the doors, O Thou who art the Lord of Lords, He who provideth the means and unlocketh the doors, O Thou who art the Lord of Lords, He who provideth the means and unlocketh the doors, O Thou who art the Lord of Lords, He who provideth the means and unlocketh the doors, He who provideth the means and unlocketh the doors, He who provideth the means and unlocketh the doors.
O seeker of truth, if thou desirest that God may open thy spiritual eye, thou must supplicate unto God, pray to and commune with Him at midnight, saying, O Lord, I have turned my face unto thy kingdom of wonders, and am immersed in the sea of thy mercy. enlighten my sight by beholding thy light in this dark night, and make me happy by the wine of thy love in this wonderful age. Oh Lord, make me hear thy call and open before my face the doors of thy heaven, so that I may see the light of thy glory and become attracted to thy beauty. Verily, thou art the giver, the generous, the merciful, the the forgiving, the forgiving, the forgiving, the the forgiving, the forgiving, the forgiving, the forgiving.